Yesterday, that's all.
How excited do you wake up, this morning? I mean, it's just another first one, but does it have a different feel?
It does. There's urgency. I think there's a sense of urgency in the building. I think the guys know we got to get a lot done in a short period of time, so we're excited about that. I know personally I am, just to get back on the field and get around the guys.
What are some of the goals that you have in mind early on here in practice?
I'm not really going to change. I mean, I think we have to get to the point where we're physically and mentally tough, and I think conditioning is going to be a big part of that, including our tempo here in practice. We got to be smart, but we got to execute at a high level in practice. And I think you guys know where we're at with our penalties and turnovers. We got to get that fixed, and really want to come together as a team here the next 22 days.
So you're working on Miami first before you start installing.
Miami is our biggest obstacle right now. I mean, I think that I've said it a million times. 119 in penalties, 117 in turnovers. Last in red zone offense efficiency. I mean, we got to take care of Miami first.
What do you want to see from Ja'Cory Harris here in the fall?
Just I want to see confidence. I want to see decision making. I want to see him trusting his teammates and distributing the football to a lot of the playmakers that he has around him. It's critical. I want to see him reduce his interceptions by half, clearly, and clearly, be the type of leader that we need him to be. Be the type of competitor that we need him to be, and know that some bad plays are going to happen. That's why they call it football, and that's why they call it competition. But just stay with the program and don't freelance.
Now, from a conditioning standpoint, do you have to jump in kind of with both feet to get a baseline where these guys have kind of gone the last 3.5 months, or just because of conditions here, do you have to sort of ease into that a little bit too?
No, I think we're in good condition. I think the strength staff and Sways have done a great job in terms of the physical condition. I'm more worried about the competitive toughness, the mental toughness, getting to the point where we enjoy the grind. Not just try to survive, but we try to execute every day. That's what we have to see. We didn't really see that. And as I said to you guys when we were up in Palm Beach for that first scrimmage, I didn't see that. I saw a lot of guys trying to survive. So I'm going to see how it looks out here today, and that will determine whether we need to do extra conditioning in camp. If they're playing at a high pace, in and out of the huddle, and playing the way we want Hurricanes to play, then we won't need to condition.
What's the first day in pads, and how much hitting do you plan on doing? How hard do you feel like
we're going to be a physical team. I mean, we're not going to relent on that, but we're going to be a smart team. We're going to isolate a lot of the physical aspects of the game so we don't get anybody banged up. And the first day in pads would be, I think, Wednesday. Pretty sure it's Wednesday.
What's the thing you've accomplished most in the last, for this program, to get to this day in the last, 6, 7, 8?
Well, I think it's anytime you have a transition, just to get the team to trust and to implement your systems, that's a big task. So I think the coaches have done a great job, from the get-go in the spring of implementing the systems and giving the guys an opportunity to learn. And I think the kids have done a great job, to be honest with you, making a commitment, to learning. So we're looking at this as practice 16, not practice 1. And hopefully that will manifest itself out here in the field today.
You mentioned that mental toughness aspect. How do you develop that? You mentioned conditioning, and how else?
Well, I think conditioning is a big part of it. I think, just be unrelenting in the things that you believe in. I think discipline has a lot to do with that. So I think it's your overall culture. I think we were behind 6 times last year. Going into the fourth quarter, we lost all 6 games. So and we clearly, we believe that that's a function of mental toughness and conditioning, and that's something that we got to get fixed.
Al, last year you had Hank as the go-to receiver, and for a while before that it was kind of receiver by committee here. Now he's gone. Can you do a receiver by committee? Do you need one guy to step up and be the man?
Yeah, we would like. I think everybody would like one guy to step. I'm anxious to see who's going to step up. Is it going to be Bird? Is it going to be Benjamin? Is it going to be Hearns? Is it going to be Street? I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm anxious to see if one guy can separate himself from the pack. But hey, I'm okay with a lot of those guys getting touches, including the tight ends. We have some tight ends that are going to have a say about being the go-to guy too, including Clive and Blake, down the field, and Chase down the field. So. Again, I'm as anxious as you to get out here and going, and our job is to get the best 22 on the field on offense and defense, and that's what we're going to do.
How much did it help that you guys were all staying together? I don't know if anybody asked you this before in the hotel. How beneficial is that right now?
Well, we'll see. I mean, you know, I think it will be. I believe it will be. The staff believes it will be. And right now, you know, again, it's one night in the hotel so far, but the kids, you know, everybody together there, having snack, doing things that we haven't done together. Studying the playbook, being with a roommate that maybe they don't know a lot about. Those are all things that this program at this time needs. Whether we need it moving forward, I don't know, but right now we need that.
Coach, as you get started, how important, what's on your mind about outside program expectations? How much do you think about
Not worried about it. I mean, those expectations come with the University of Miami. That's why I wanted to come. So that's it. That's where it ends. You know, the hardest part here about in terms of the media-player relationship is trying to make sure the players understand that, you know, our goals are set internally and that we have to just adhere to the process and the outside, the external, the outcome, the product will take care of itself. I got to get them on the grind and get them executing the process every day, and that's the trick right now.
Players are talking about how they get texts from their friends, go to different schools that they grew up with, whatever, and, you know, have a great camp, have a great first day, just, you know, picking each other up. Does that apply for coaches? Have you heard from people the last couple of days, you know, wishing you well, guys you're close with, whatever, wishing you well in the season?
Yeah, I mean they do, but I mean it's, you know, for us it's all business at this point. You know, most of my friends are in this league, so I don't think they're particularly wishing us well. You know, we all coached at BC together, so we're all obviously fond of each other and respectful of each other. But at this point, it's go time for us.
A lot of times when a new staff comes in, they ratchet down expectations, at least externally. Where are you? What's your philosophy on that? Are you?
I mean, we're only going to, you know, I mean, look, I'm not going to share our goals with you, but you know, our goal is going to be to win the ACC championship every year. I mean, I'm not going to go out there and boast or say that that's what we are this year or anything like that. I'm not going to do that. But that's, I mean, that's when you come to Miami, that better be your goal, or we're all in trouble. So, I mean, that's why kids come to Miami. Come to Miami to be, you know, competitors, to win, to go to a great university. And obviously to be a part of this incredible setting that we have in Coral Gables. So, I mean, we can't have a president of a university that wants to be #1 in everything, and then we sit back and say we don't want to win the ACC. I mean, that doesn't make sense. So, clearly, you know, the expectation from the president on down is that we want to be excellent in everything. We want to be the best in everything, and that starts with our conference and our division.
You got a lot of transfers. I don't know how many, but it seemed like just, you know, Wake Forest, Memphis, a few others. Did you scour? Were you looking around for?
Yeah,
how does that work out?
Again, I think I've been through these transitions.